You could just start.
Where do you want me to look? Where do you guys?
Whoever asks,
Okay.
Yeah.
You could start first and last name and spell it for Mike, please.
Yeah, my name's Mark Ingram, M-A-R-K-I-N-G-R-A-M.
Mark, just what went into this decision to decide to open up Legion Field to, I know you've opened it up to a bunch of teams, but for FIU?
We had a conference call yesterday with Conference USA athletic directors. The athletic director at Rice talked a little bit about Houston and what's gone on there, and we followed up with questions to FIU and FAU about their situation, and Hurricane Irma headed their way and what were they doing, and it just occurred to me while we were talking that we happen to be going to Ball State this weekend and that our stadium is open and available, and not only would they like to play the game, but more importantly, they'd like to get their student athletes out of town. The entire state nearly is evacuating, and those kids have got to have a place to go. And so I called, after our conference call, I called Pete Garcia, their athletic director, and I said, this may sound a little unusual, but we're not here, and if you'd like or have interest, I'd be happy to call Legion Field and see if they could host you. I don't know what their schedule is, but they'd like to do that. And so he took me up on the offer after a few hours, and so we started making the arrangements from there.
What does that say about two teams, you know, who might see each other later in the year, same conference and everything, to be able to reach out and go, hey, you need a home, we have space for you, please, you know, if you need it.
Yeah, we're happy to do it. Honestly, it's no imposition to us. We've spent some time yesterday and today helping them make arrangements logistically in terms of hotel rooms and that sort of thing, and talking to the mayor's office and Legion Field, and everybody's been happy to accommodate their needs. You know, these are times where they're so unusual, fortunately, and if you can help people, you want to help. And Birmingham, time and time again, has proven how charitable it is, and always has an interest in helping others.
You mentioned unusual. What are we going to see as far as ticket sales, vendors? Are we going to be up and running like UAB?
Yeah, I think some of the details in terms of ticket sales are still up in the air. Honestly, that's the farthest thing from their mind is in the conversations that I've had. I don't want to speak for them, but that's not the most important thing. Their number one concern is getting their student athletes to a safe place. If they can make the game happen, they'd like to do that. I think part of that, really a big part of that, is about helping distract the team a little bit. You know, it's a devastating event that's happening to South Florida, or about to happen to South Florida, and anything they can do to help keep the minds of the players off of that, even temporarily, I think is maybe a good thing.
Same thing for the fans. Sports
Absolutely.
has always been a great distraction for people.
Mm-hmm.
Good escape. Are we going to see the vendors coming in operating as normal at Legion Field? Do you know any information on that at this point?
Yeah, I don't. That's still a lot of those things yet to be determined. Legion Field's happy to do whatever they can to bring not just fans but vendors in to accommodate those fans if possible. But right now, our focus has been completely on the teams, trying to get the teams here and the logistics for the teams taken care of in terms of where will they stay, do they have buses, do they have a place to meet, do they have you know, are there places to eat, are caterers available to the teams first, and we'll work out the other things. And at the moment, what we've discussed is what are the minimum personnel that we need to run a game. We need somebody to run the scoreboard, yes. We need somebody to run the camera for replay, yes. We need officials, yes. You know, these sort of things are really what we focused on to this point, to get people to act quickly to be there. Do we even have people that can do it? You know, those have been the top priorities.
And the answer is yes. It looks like we are going to be able to facilitate all the needs of the teams come this Friday.
That's right, and we've been able to get all those sort of minimal details ironed out, as far as, do we have somebody to turn the lights on? Is there somebody there to open the gate? You know, and those kind of things. But you know, it is funny, but you have to have these things to make the game go. And would you like to have other amenities like fans and concessions? Of course. And if we can get that done, we'll get that done too.
What about your own student athletes who might have family in Florida or anything like that? What, are you guys doing anything to kind of help them through it, or have you talked to anybody about that?
We have a few student athletes who are from the Houston area and who have family there. I've instructed our coaches to make sure that those students understand what's going on, and every bit of help that we can provide, we want to help them with. Ironically, when I was a senior in college playing football, my family lost our home to a hurricane, so I know how helpless that feels. I know how how it feels to be 9 hours or 15 hours from home, and your family's trying to move all their personal belongings out of the house, and you're in school and you're preparing for a football game, as I was at the time, and my parents were great to say, don't worry about us, don't worry about us, but you can't not worry about them, and you can't wonder how much they need and how much help, and do they have enough help to move every worldly possession that they have out of the house and then get it to a safe place. And then where is that safe place? And how far away is that safe place, right? And so so I understand how that feels, and I've told our coaches to make sure that those student athletes know that we're here for them, whatever that they need, we want to provide it.
I guess it depends on how bad the storm actually ends up being, but is there thought that this could run into next week? If the devastation is so bad they can't get home, and then, they're hanging around for another week?
Yeah, so I've spoken to the athletic directors about that very thing at FIU. They understand that they don't know how long the storm will last, and then once the storm itself subsides, there may be flooding and additional devastation that prevents them from actually getting back. They know that. They understand that there's an undetermined amount of time that they're going to be in Birmingham. But yeah, I think it could be 3 days, it could be 7. I don't know, and neither do they.
With UAB playing an away game this weekend, would you, Florida's probably not going to travel with a lot of fans that, since they themselves are trying to move out of this hurricane's path, would you encourage some of the UAB fans to, come out and lend some support to this football team that's so far away from home?
I think once we have the details ironed out about how ticketing or not is going to work down there at Legion Field, I'd encourage anybody to go and watch those kids compete. I think it's a terrific thing. I'd love for our fans or anybody in Birmingham, anybody in the surrounding communities to go and watch. Don't forget, this is 2 Division I college football teams that are going to line up and play an actual game here in Birmingham. So it's great to support them in every way that we can. Yeah, well, if I can say something else, not only is Florida International bringing their football team, but they're talking about bringing their swim team, who's going to work out over at the Birmingham Crossplex. We've spoken to those folks. They were very quick to say, we're happy to have them here. We're happy to let them practice. They're also bringing their men's soccer team with them to get out of the storm, and they're going to practice here at our facilities here at UAB over the weekend, and our 2 coaches are going to work with their coaches to find times where they can get out on the field and work out. So they have several other teams going in other directions, but those are other teams that are coming here from FIU.
Has UAB ever attempted to do something like this, whether it be athletics or college-wise?
As I understand it, when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, UAB responded and Birmingham responded in a similar way. Exactly to what extent and what happened athletically, I can't speak to that.
Does it almost give you like a sense of, I don't know, something beyond sport, higher purpose kind of thing, when you're able to reach out to this school and everything and say, hey, let's put it all aside. What do you need? We're here for you. We want to help.
Yeah, we were happy to help. I mean, that's exactly the place that I went to was, what can we do to help and support you? You always have people when there are difficult times in your life will say, how can I help? Please let me know how I can help. Well, you need all this help. What you need is somebody to just say, hey, we're going to do this. And so that's what we decided to do.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.